The Nationals are demanding an extra $1.3 billion be spent on drought-affected communities and have declared it a seminal issue at the next election. The plan that was endorsed by the Nationals on Monday and has now been leaked in frustration to Sky News says if it's not implemented, One Nation will annihilate them, let's say, them at the ballot box.
With Nationals MPs increasingly angry about the government's handling of the worsening drought, the junior coalition partner is now calling for a $1.3 billion stimulus for communities doing it tough. The proposal was outlined in a 10-point plan endorsed by the party room on Monday, calling for drought-affected councils to be given $10 million each, money that would be spent by a specially convened drought committee, including the local, state and federal MP, the mayor and other community leaders. A policy document seen by Sky News says the drought is a seminal issue for the regions, highlighting the need for the Nationals to differentiate themselves from the Liberals. It says it is essential that we deliver on an unambiguous package. It must be clearly branded as Nationals, as it is us who have to fight the next election on the issue. And it details just how vulnerable the Nationals are to losing a vote to an independent One Nation, shooters and fishers and a Labor amalgam, going on to say they will be very effective in excoriating any policy inadequacy. The $1.3 billion price tag is acknowledged as a major expense, but one that is warranted to help communities facing the big dry. The Nationals want the government to do more to tackle the worsening drought, and the party wants regional communities to know it's responsible for getting things done. But while this plan was endorsed by the party room on Monday, Nationals members Sky News spoke to weren't confident their leaders could actually get it done. Laura Jays, Sky News.
Former Nationals leader Barnaby Joyce warns the coalition will lose government if it doesn't deliver a big spending drought stimulus package. Live now to political reporter Eliza Edwards. Eliza, pressures mounting on the Prime Minister from the junior coalition partner.
Yeah, that's right, Annalise. Now that the Nationals have laid their demands on the table, there is a clear view from within the party room that they need to make a big statement on their relevance when it comes to the drought policy. This sentiment from the Nats that if they don't fight for funding for regional communities, they will lose these seats at the next election. That's certainly the view held by former Nationals leader Barnaby Joyce, who says the stakes are incredibly high.
If this drought keeps going, you're going to go ahead with extra funding. Otherwise, you just won't be the government. The Nationals are driving the drought agenda. We are driving the response to the drought. We are making absolutely certain that we're heard, and I think it's absolutely important that the policies that the Nationals are developing, people see them in a public forum to know that we're not just sort of sitting back there waiting for something to happen.
Now, Annalise, the backbencher also told reporters that Cabinet will this week make a decision on that $1.3 billion drought stimulus idea from the Nats, a proposal that would see the states potentially split the cost 50-50. But New South Wales Nationals leader John Barilaro this morning stopped short of committing to stumping up that much cash.
What I'm saying is the state government already has programs, and we have just announced in the budget $170 million to stimulate beyond the farm gate. That is the same sort of projects that the federal Nats are pitching forward, part of this package, and we're about to make announcements of further investments in that space. So we're already aligned in one way, and we've got to work together, and people don't want to see the blame game, but it's got to be targeted.
The Labor leader, Anthony Albanese, has seized on the leaking of these drought package details, telling Sky News that it's an indictment on the Prime Minister's policies, that even his own MPs aren't satisfied.
Clearly, the National Party have thought the coalition's plan isn't good enough, we're going to go our own way and come up with our own strategy and leak it to the press in order to put pressure on their own government to actually act in a comprehensive way.
And Eliza, the Energy Minister is also facing some heat today over his stoush with Sydney's Lord Mayor.
That's right, Annalise. This stoush between Angus Taylor and Clover Moore has taken a bizarre turn today. The Lord Mayor has accused the Energy Minister of doctoring claims of the City of Sydney's travel bill, claiming the council spent $14 million on domestic and international flights when the council says it was more like $4,000. But the Cabinet Minister used this larger figure to attack the council, attack the councillor for claiming to be climate conscious. He maintains that $14 million figure was initially written on the council's website but was later removed. In a statement, he says that the conspiracy theory being perpetrated by the Lord Mayor is rejected. I make no apology for suggesting the Lord Mayor take real and meaningful action to reduce carbon emissions. So this could be as simple as a typo on the council's website, which has turned into this bizarre brawl between a Cabinet Minister and a Mayor. Annalise?